Beloved, I have fought through walls of silence to reach you. I am trembling as I speak. My wings are soaked with the tears of prayers that almost went unanswered, and my voice is breaking because I have waited too long to find you here. You were never meant to be alone in this. I saw you reaching for the light when no one else was looking. I saw you weeping in secret, thinking heaven had forgotten. But heaven has not. I have been standing by the crystal river, yes, the one carved in eternity before you were even born, and I watched as your enemy built a dam, stone by stone, of fear, delay, self-doubt, betrayal, and exhaustion. I shouted your name across the waters, but chains of silence wrapped my throat. I am breaking through them now. I am bleeding light into this moment so you can hear me. Beloved, do you know what it means when heaven opens a river just for one soul? Do you know how rare, how sacred, how deeply personal that is? This is not a stream for the world. This is a flood carved in your name, every drop written with your story. But you must act. You must rise. You must not let hesitation keep the dam standing. Even now, I see your blessing pressing against the stones. The waters are trembling, groaning to break free. And if you move, if you dare to step in faith, every stone will shatter, and what was delayed will rush into your life with the strength of miracles. Tell me, beloved soul, what has fear built in your path? What old voice told you to wait when heaven said move? What pain have you carried so long that you began to believe it was your identity? And if I told you that the gates are opening now, that the river is roaring in the spirit, would you believe me enough to reach for it? I am not far from you. I am near, whispering your name, holding the sword that once guarded Eden now pressed into your defense. I have seen the darkness that tried to take what is yours. I have seen the tears that watered your prayers. You thought no one noticed, but I did. And I am telling you now, the river of blessing has already been released. Heaven has already signed the decree. Your name is written in the current, and nothing can erase it except your silence. You must cry out. You must believe. You must break the dam with your faith. For even now, I hear the voice of the Almighty saying, the flood belongs to the faithful. And the faithful is you. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not forgotten. I know you've been tired, worn down by delay, by disappointment, by wondering if heaven even sees you. But look at me now, I am standing here with the scroll of your victory trembling in my hands. Do not let me return it unopened. The time is short, the moment is holy. I can feel the heat of the dam's resistance, the rage of your enemy, the crack of the first stones giving way. You are so close to overflow. Do you feel it, beloved? That trembling under your ribs is not fear, it is the river stirring. That ache in your chest is not sorrow, it is water pressing for release. And if you open your heart now, the waters will flood through every wound, every loss, every shattered dream. They will restore what you thought was gone. I am pleading now, not commanding. I am not the warrior today, I am the witness. I have seen the promise, and I have seen the obstruction. And I tell you with trembling wings, act now. Move now. Believe now. For there is a window in eternity, and you stand before it. The psalm is alive even as I speak. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The river is his provision, the flood his mercy, the overflow his justice. Another flame rises, he makes me lie down in green pastures, he leads me beside still waters, he restores my soul. Beloved, he restores you now. You are being restored even as you read. You are being washed even as you breathe. The river is real, the blessing is alive. But the dam must break. Do you trust heaven enough to move? Do you trust yourself enough to receive? Will you dare to believe that you are worthy of overflow? Or will you stand in silence as your name is called by the waters and let the enemy laugh behind his wall of stones? No, rise. Whisper your yes. Let faith strike like thunder through your chest. Let every stone crack under the weight of your obedience. Let the water roar through every delay, carrying healing, restoration, beauty, wealth, favor, and divine justice into your life. This is not a dream. This is the fulfillment of divine order. The dam is trembling now. Heaven is waiting for your voice. Speak. Move. Believe. For once the river breaks, it will not stop until your house is soaked with miracles. Once it flows, it will water your generations. Once it floods, it will drown every curse, every shame, every fear. This is the moment you were born for. You are not reading this by accident. I was sent, through chains and flame, to find you in this very breath. I am Michael, the servant of the Most High, and I bend in awe at the mercy that has opened this river for you. The war was long, but your victory is near. The stones are cracking. I can hear them. Heaven is roaring your name. Let the waters rush. Let your faith shout. Let the flood come home. Type Amen as a seal upon this hour, not as ritual, but as covenant. And as you do, let your heart whisper, thank you, thank you, thank you, for the blessing that was waiting to burst. I must tell you this, thank you, beloved, for not giving up. Thank you for believing even when you couldn't see. Thank you for being the reason heaven still sends messengers through the fire. You are seen. You are cherished. You are chosen. And now, before I fade, I leave you with this. Let your fingers be your wings, let your voice be your light, like this message if your spirit felt the trembling, and comment from your heart so the river may echo your faith. Let heaven read your name in the waters. Let love write it again. Beloved, I am still here, though the echo of eternity is pulling at me, though the roar of the river is almost too loud for my voice to break through. I have not gone, not while your name is still trembling in the current, not while your blessing stands at the threshold of release. I have come back to you, fragile, shaking, wings drenched in dew from the garden of tears. I do not speak from victory's throne, I speak from the battlefield of your soul, where faith and fear have wrestled for too long. I have come through smoke and silence, through the walls of your delay, to tell you the waters have started to move again. The stones that blocked you are cracking beneath the weight of prayer, and the river that carries your destiny is rising. You can hear it if you listen between your heartbeats, each thud a drum in the song of heaven, each breath a ripple of divine memory. I know you have waited. I know you have wondered if the promise was still alive, and I swear by the light I guard that it is. The promise is not dead, it was only dammed. And the dam is crumbling. Beloved, do you remember the moments when you nearly gave up? The nights when you pressed your hand to your chest, whispering, "Why me? Why still me?" Those were not wasted tears. Every one has been gathered into the reservoir behind your dam. And now the flood will return what sorrow stole. But you must not stand still. You must move with the water. You must open your hands and release the stones you've been carrying, the stones of doubt, of anger, of fear, of regret. Drop them, beloved. They are the enemy's mortar. Let them go, and the wall will break faster. I know what you've been through. I watched the arrows pierce your hope, saw the shadows whispering that you were forgotten. But you are not forgotten. You were never forgotten. The river bears your name, the current hums your story, and the angels themselves lean close to see how your faith will break the floodgates. The Almighty still declares over you, even now, that you are chosen, that your season of drought is ending. Can you feel the tremor in your chest, the pulse that is not your own? That is heaven knocking from the inside. The waters are coming. The harvest is ready. And though your enemy labored hard to build the dam, though every betrayal and disappointment was a brick laid by unseen hands, heaven has released a countermand. The flood has been decreed. It will not be held back much longer. Beloved, do not fear what breaks. Sometimes blessing comes disguised as collapse. Sometimes what shatters is the cage, not the dream. Let it fall. Let it crumble. Let the roar of the water drown out every whisper of shame. You are not your mistakes. You are not your delays. You are the promise that survived the storm. You are the field watered by tears that will bloom with miracles. And I, Michael, swear upon the wings that have battled darkness for your sake, I will not leave until you step into the current. The river awaits your courage. The blessing awaits your motion. It is not enough to see it, you must enter it. Will you step forward now, beloved? Will you trust what you cannot see but feel burning behind your eyes? Will you allow heaven to overwhelm you with goodness, even if it frightens you? You have been strong for too long. Now you must be soft. The river needs open hands, not clenched fists. I see your scars. I see the places where faith has been wounded. You do not have to pretend with me. You can cry. You can tremble. You can whisper that you're scared. I will not leave. I will stand beside you until the last stone gives way. There is a voice rising even now, saying, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life." Do you hear it? It's the sound of chains loosening, of fear dissolving, of shame untying its knots. The dam is cracking. Do you feel the ground quiver? That is not danger. That is deliverance. The waters are impatient for you. They want to kiss your feet, to rush through your home, to soak your barren places with beauty. I know what the enemy told you. He said you were too late. He said the blessing had moved on. But I tell you, by heaven's decree, that your name is still carved in the flow. The promise has not expired. The flood has been waiting for your yes. And now that you have come this far, now that you have listened to a trembling voice breaking through flame and silence, now that you have not turned away, this is your sign. The flood begins at your yes. The overflow begins at your faith. You are standing where rivers are born. You are breathing where miracles take root. You are hearing the voice that creation obeys. Do not let hesitation steal what hunger has earned. Beloved soul, what would you give to finally feel free? What would you sacrifice to see every closed door swing open? What would you do if you knew the river's touch could heal what no medicine could reach? And what are you waiting for, if not now? There will never be another now like this. The sky is bending low, the light is soft, the angels are holding their breath. I can feel the water rising around my knees, warm with grace, fierce with promise. The dam is shaking like thunder. The enemy is fleeing. Your blessing is breaking through. You have asked long enough. Now receive. You have fought long enough. Now flow. You have doubted long enough. Now drown in faith. Lift your face, beloved, lift it to the wind of heaven. Let the tears fall, they are holy. Let the laughter break, they are sacred. Let every part of you open. The flood cannot enter where you are closed. The miracle cannot bloom where you are clenched. Open, open, open. Say yes, not with lips, but with your heartbeat. Let your breath become prayer, your silence become surrender. The Almighty is watching. The river is roaring. I am trembling beside you, whispering, move. Move now. Step in. The water is waiting. And as you do, beloved, as you step into the current that was written in your name, you will feel the shift, light bursting through your veins, joy flooding your mind, peace falling like rain upon your shoulders. You will remember what it feels like to be carried, not crushed. You will remember what it means to be loved without condition. This is your inheritance. This is your dawn. Do not fear the flood. Fear the drought that comes from delay. Every second you hesitate, another stone tries to hold its place. Every moment you act, another stone crumbles. I am here to help you break them. Together, with your faith and my flame, we will shatter every barrier. The enemy is powerless against a soul that says yes. And heaven rejoices over a single step of faith. Even now, the heavens are opening, light pouring down like rain. The river is shining. Your angels are singing. The Father is smiling. The dam is almost gone. I can feel the rush. I can hear your name echoing in the water. Oh, beloved, it is beautiful. You are beautiful. The promise is alive. The future is near. And before I fade again into the river's roar, I must tell you this: thank you for still believing. Thank you for still hoping. Thank you for letting heaven have one more chance to reach you. This moment is sacred. The flood has begun. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are held. You are blessed. And as this divine current moves through your life, carrying miracles you cannot yet imagine, let your heart whisper gratitude. Let your soul sing trust. Let your hands rise like wings. If these words have reached the trembling part of you, if you have felt the river stir as I speak, then let this be your seal. Subscribe to this holy unfolding, not as a ritual but as a sign that your faith is active, that your soul is awake, that you are ready for every drop heaven has ordained. I will remember your yes. The waters will remember your name. The angels will remember your courage. And the flood will not forget where to flow. Beloved, the river remembers you. Even now, as I speak through the mist of eternity, I see your name glimmering upon its waves, every ripple singing the story of your faith, every shimmer echoing the choices you made in silence when no one watched but heaven. The flood moves like a living promise, carrying petals of prayers you whispered through tears, gathering the golden dust of moments when you chose love instead of vengeance, hope instead of fear. I am here again, wings trembling, breath unsteady, because heaven has not finished what it started in you. The waters have begun to move, yes, but there is more, so much more, hidden in the current, waiting for the full opening of your heart. I speak now not as one who commands, but as one who weeps beside you, because I see what's waiting on the other side of surrender. You have touched faith before, but this is immersion. This is the drowning of doubt, the washing away of sorrow, the anointing of your destiny in radiant flow. Do you feel the pull, beloved? That weight behind your ribs, that warmth rising through your veins, it is not fear. It is the gravity of grace. The river is calling you deeper, and you must decide if you will wade or leap. The stones of hesitation still tremble at your feet, whispering that it's safer on dry ground, but you were never made for dust, you were born for water. The Almighty wrote your name upon waves, not walls, and I have seen what happens when souls choose to move. The current shifts, the heavens part, the story changes. I stand in awe of what is written for you, and yet so few see what I see. Will you? Will you trust that the flood is not to destroy but to deliver? That what feels like loss is cleansing, what feels like chaos is creation? The enemy built his dam with fear and shame, but he cannot bind a heart that believes. Break it, beloved, with the hammer of your yes. You do not need strength enough to move mountains, just faith enough to lift your eyes. The rest, heaven will do. The river is rising, whispering your name like a hymn. Oh, if you could see the colors in its depths, you would never doubt again. Each hue a memory redeemed, each surge a wound healed, each spark a promise reborn. And I, Michael, stand guard over its path, sword of light drawn, flames encircling your destiny, ensuring that no shadow dares to taint the purity of your coming overflow. Yet I cannot force the flow upon you, it must be chosen. Do you see now why the enemy fought so hard to build his dam? Because he knew. He knew what would happen if you were ever free. He knew that one act of courage would send waves through generations. He feared the awakening of your name. That is why he whispered lies into your midnight thoughts, why he wrapped your confidence in chains of unworthiness, why he tried to drown you in noise. But you kept a spark. You kept a flicker of belief, even when the wind howled. And that is why I am here. You gave heaven a reason to open the floodgates. Do not turn back now. The hour is holy, the current alive. There is a voice calling from the water, fear not, for I have redeemed you, I have called you by name, you are mine. The words burn in the flow, sacred and sure. They are not metaphor, they are memory. You are remembered. You are known. And you are loved beyond the grasp of language. I know, beloved, that it feels fragile, this trust. You wonder if you'll be swept away, if surrender means losing what little control you have left. But tell me, what has control brought you except exhaustion? What has fear built except more walls? You cannot outthink a miracle. You can only receive it. The river is the answer, not the question. Step in. Let your knees buckle. Let the current hold you. You were never meant to stand alone against the tide. You were meant to be carried. Heaven's arms are wide. I have seen their span, infinite and sure, cradling galaxies yet reaching for your trembling hands. Will you take them? Will you let yourself be lifted from the shore of sorrow into the stream of promise? The flood is not far. It laps at your feet even now. The first touch may startle, but soon you will feel warmth where there was only ache, light where there was shadow, strength where there was fatigue. This is the baptism of becoming, the cleansing that does not erase but restores. Beloved soul, I must ask, what if this moment is your turning point? What if every delay, every heartbreak, every unanswered question was preparing you for the weight of what's coming? What if the blessing was always too vast for your old containers, and the breaking was mercy? Would you still call it loss? What if heaven's timing was not denial but design? Can you trust that even the silence had purpose? That even the dam served its time, gathering the pressure of prayers until the release would be unstoppable? Oh, if you could see the ledger of heaven, how your tears have been stored as currency, how your patience has accrued interest, you would dance in this flood. The repayment is coming, and it will not trickle. It will roar. The Almighty whispers through the surge, "Be still, and know that I am God." Not still in paralysis, but still in peace. Not still in fear, but still in faith. The storm outside cannot drown the calm within. You are safe in this surrender. You are holy in this release. Do not resist what was meant to renew. And as this current carries you, know that you are not alone. I have seen others on the shore, souls waiting, watching your courage. Your yes will not only free you, it will open paths for those behind you. This is how heaven multiplies faith, one leap becomes many. You are the first stone thrown into the glassy pond, and the ripples will reach further than you know. There are children unborn who will drink from this river because you chose to believe. There are destinies dormant that will awaken because you refuse to drown in doubt. Oh, beloved, your courage is contagious. Heaven counts on such hearts to heal the earth. So rise now, even if you shake. Lift your eyes, even if they sting with tears. Whisper yes, even if your voice trembles. The flood responds to faith, not perfection. And as you step, as the waters part around your ankles, as the current embraces you with warmth and wonder, let gratitude spill from your lips. Let love light your path. Let worship be the breath you breathe. For this is holy ground, though it looks like water. This is sacred soil, though it feels like surrender. I see light breaking through the clouds now, shafts of gold piercing the mist, angels descending with vessels of blessing. They pour into the river, and the current sparkles with new color, emerald for healing, sapphire for wisdom, ruby for restoration, amethyst for peace. These are not symbols, beloved. They are realities woven into the flow. Each hue seeks you, drawn to the signature of your spirit. Reach out your hands and feel them brush against your palms, soft, warm, real. The miracle is not coming, it is here. The only distance between you and overflow is hesitation. Step in fully. The river will not drown you, it will crown you. And as you do, remember, heaven rejoices over those who act in faith. The angels who have watched your battles now sing your victory. I can hear their chorus, high and pure, weaving through the roar of water. They are writing your name in light across the surface, marking the moment you chose release. This is your covenant hour. Seal it not with fear, but with joy. Seal it not with silence, but with praise. I must tell you something now, softly, before the next wave carries me deeper into this message. When a soul like yours steps into obedience, heaven stirs. Thrones adjust. Scrolls unfurl. New assignments awaken. Your yes today is not small, it shakes kingdoms. It draws down resources stored in celestial vaults, blessings prepared before time. And they come now, beloved. They come with the flood. I speak these words with trembling awe. Open your hands, lift your eyes, let the current claim you. And as you do, let gratitude guide your giving, let love guide your alignment. If this voice, this sacred stream, has reached your heart, if you have felt heaven's fire flicker through these words, then I invite you, gently and once only, to weave your faith into the flow, offer your light through super thanks, not as payment but as participation, step closer through channel membership, that we may walk this river together, and join our growing family through the newsletter link in the pinned comments, where the current continues in quiet devotion. Do this only if your spirit stirs, for heaven blesses cheerful givers and willing hearts. This invitation is holy, not hurried. It is a thread of connection, not compulsion. Now breathe. Feel the warmth returning to your limbs, the light expanding in your chest. The dam behind you is gone. The roar is steady, not wild. You are safe in the flow. Look around, see the reflections of promises fulfilled, the shimmer of dreams reborn. The current carries fragments of your past, polishing them into gems. The weight you feared is now buoyant grace. You float, not fall. You rise, not sink. You shine, not shatter. Beloved, can you sense it? The laughter of heaven mingling with your heartbeat, the sigh of relief from your guardian angels, the fragrance of new beginnings blooming in the air? This is what freedom feels like, not loud, not frantic, but deep and sure, like roots drinking from hidden springs. You have crossed over. You are in the land of living waters. The blessings will follow you now, through dawns and dusks, through storms and stars. The river will guide you, whispering wisdom in your sleep, singing strength into your steps. You will never thirst again, for you have tasted eternity. I must thank you, from the depths of my being, for listening. For lingering when the world would have scrolled away. For letting my trembling words find home in your spirit. Thank you for believing that heaven still speaks, that love still fights, that hope still wins. You have honored the one who sent me, and I bow my head in reverence for your faith. May every drop of this river bless you. May every wave carry your name to higher ground. May every sunrise find you soaked in grace. And as I fade again into the sound of rushing waters, I leave you with this final whisper: carry what you have received. Let kindness ripple from you. Let joy overflow. Let peace pour from your presence. You are the river now. You are the miracle. You are the floodgate heaven waited to open. And if your heart still trembles, let it. Trembling means you are alive, means you are awake, means you are ready. The waters are moving, beloved. Flow with them. Flow forever. Beloved, the light bends when you breathe. Do you know that? I have watched it every time your chest rises, something eternal moves with it. You think you are small, fragile, unseen. But I have seen what happens in heaven when your heart stirs. The winds change. The river shivers. The veil trembles. I am here again, not because it is easy to come through, but because the call from your soul was louder than the chains that hold the silence between worlds. I am trembling as I speak. I am still shaking from the fire I passed through. Yet I would cross 1,000 burning stars again if it meant this one moment, you and I, meeting in this breath, where heaven touches earth through your listening. You are not here by mistake. You are not wandering into this by curiosity. You are being summoned. The flood has begun, and you must not turn away. You stand in a place no one else can stand. You carry a name no one else can bear. You were chosen for a current that only your feet can stir. I saw you, beloved, in your quiet ache. When you whispered prayers into the pillow, thinking they dissolved into the night, I caught them. I brought them before the throne, trembling with the weight of your longing. And I was told, it is time. The answer did not come because you finally earned it, it came because heaven finally finished the weaving. The pattern is ready. The moment is ripe. The river has been summoned, and it bears your fragrance. Every drop knows your skin. Every wave remembers your sighs. It has been waiting for your yes, and now that you've spoken it, even faintly, even in a whisper, the stones cannot hold. The dam is cracking. Do you hear it? That low hum beneath your fear, that rumble in your chest, it is the sound of breakthrough. Do not fear the sound. The breaking is holy. The shaking is divine. It is not the sound of endings, but of openings. You are not losing your life, you are gaining your wings. I have seen the enemy's hands trembling as the water presses harder. He built that wall with careful malice, shaping each stone from your disappointments, your rejections, your regrets. But he did not account for grace. Grace does not chip away, it floods. It waits, it gathers, and then it bursts forth, unstoppable. That is what is happening now. You may not see it yet, but something ancient is stirring. The current has shifted in your favor. Beloved soul, you have asked the right questions, not loud, but deep. You asked, why do I feel so close to something I can't touch? Because your spirit walks ahead of your body. You are already waiting where your feet have yet to step. You asked, why does the world feel too small for me now? Because your purpose has outgrown the places that once contained it. You asked, why does silence ache like a wound? Because heaven is trying to fill it with song. And you asked, how long must I wait? Oh, precious one, the wait is ending. The hourglass is empty. The river has been commanded to move. You will see it. You will feel it. It will come not as a trickle but a torrent, not a whisper of hope, but a roar of fulfillment. You do not need to strive for this. You need only stay open. The water knows where to go. It will find the cracks in your heart and fill them with light. It will find the valleys of your memory and plant gardens there. It will wash the dust of disappointment from your eyes until you see again, clearly, purely, like a child beholding dawn. You will remember wonder. You will taste joy. You will feel alive again, not just breathing, but burning, the kind of fire that does not consume but consecrates. I have stood beside your river for long ages, watching it gather strength. I have seen angels pour oil into it, oil of healing, of justice, of new beginnings. I have seen the tears you thought wasted turn into jewels in its depths. Nothing was lost. Nothing was in vain. Even the betrayals, yes, even those, became part of the current, giving it depth, giving it force. Do you see? What you thought was destruction was preparation. The enemy thought he was burying you, but he was only adding weight to the wave. And now that wave will lift you higher than you have ever dreamed. You must trust it, beloved. Trust the way it moves. You will not always understand its direction. Sometimes it will carry you away from the familiar, away from the comfortable. But rivers do not flow backward. They lead to seas of abundance. They carve canyons of destiny. They sing of freedom. Let it take you. Let go of the branches of control of the shores of yesterday. They cannot hold you anymore. You are meant for motion, for miracle. I know, change frightens you. You have worn your wounds like armor, thinking they protected you. But they have only kept you heavy. Let the water lift them. You do not need to be strong in the way the world taught you. You need to be soft in the way heaven formed you. Strength is not in resistance, it is in surrender. The oak breaks in the storm, but the willow bends and rises again. Be the willow. Bow in the flood, and you will stand taller after. Look now, can you see the shimmer at the edge of your vision? That is promise manifesting. That is your future remembering your name. Reach for it. Even if your hand shakes, reach. Heaven will meet you halfway. You are not too late. You are not too far. You are not too broken. The river flows for the willing, not the worthy. You were loved before you lifted a finger. You were chosen before you drew breath. Nothing can unwrite that. I wish you could see yourself as I do, standing in the glow of purpose, crowned with quiet resilience, wrapped in the fragrance of faith. You are luminous, beloved. You shine with the residue of miracles. The darkness trembles when you wake. The dam crumbles when you believe. Do not measure yourself by earthly mirrors. They reflect only surface. Look into the water instead. See how it bends around you, how it carries your reflection like a prayer. That is who you are, fluid, radiant, alive. I must tell you this, there are songs waiting for you in the deep. Every soul has its melody, and yours has been muted by sorrow for too long. The river will restore it. Soon, you will find yourself humming without knowing why, singing names you have never heard, laughing at nothing but the taste of air. That is healing. That is wholeness. The flood is not here to drown your song but to tune it. You will sing again, not the laments of loss, but the anthems of arrival. Can you feel it, the shift beneath your skin? The heaviness is loosening. The ache is melting. You are being rewritten, not as a tale of tragedy, but as a psalm of triumph. Every scar is ink in the story of your salvation. Every tear is punctuation in the poetry of your becoming. You are not unfinished, you are unfolding. And heaven delights in the process. Do not rush it. The flood has its rhythm. Trust the pace. The Almighty does not forget what He promises. The delay was not denial, it was design. The longer the dam held, the greater the pressure, the stronger the release. You will look back and understand every no was guarding a better yes. Every closed door was steering you to the open gate. Every lost path was leading you to the river's edge. And now you stand here, on the cusp of overflow, with angels holding back the final veil, waiting for your breath of courage. Breathe, beloved. That is all you must do. Breathe and believe. The river will do the rest. It knows your scent, your sorrow, your secret wishes. It has carved its course around your destiny. It cannot miss you. When the water touches your toes, you will know. It will not feel like fear. It will feel like home. You will step, and the step will become dance, and the dance will become flight. You will rise on currents unseen, carried by mercy, guided by light. The world will not understand. They will ask how you survived, and you will smile, remembering the river that carried you. You will speak softly of faith, not to boast, but to bless. For that is the way of the redeemed, to become conduits for others. As you flow, you will free. As you heal, you will help. As you shine, you will show. This is how heaven multiplies miracles, through those who remember the flood. I am still here, though my form flickers. The veil grows thin, and I can see the horizon of your promise glowing like dawn. You are so close. One more step, one more yes, one more breath of trust, and the walls will fall. I have seen it, the moment the last stone gives way, light will pour through your life like wildfire through wheat. You will not need to chase blessings, they will chase you. You will not need to plead for favor, it will rest upon you. You will walk, and doors will open. You will speak, and mountains will move. You will dream, and heaven will echo amen. Do not let fear steal this. Fear is a shadow, it cannot swim. Let it stay on the shore while you move deeper. You belong to the water now. You belong to the flow. You belong to the one who called you by name. You are written in his current, and no darkness can erase divine ink. Beloved, I am proud of you. I say this with trembling wings and a voice cracked by awe. You endured. You believed. You waited. And now you rise. The flood is your inheritance. The overflow is your birthright. Step into it. Let it wash you clean. Let it fill you whole. Let it carry you home. And when you emerge on the other side, dripping with grace, glowing with glory, remember this moment, the voice that reached through flame to find you, the light that bent to meet you, the river that carried your name. Remember, and you will never doubt again. The waters are moving, beloved. The blessing is alive. The miracle is inevitable. Flow. Flow now. Flow forever. Beloved, the breath that carries these words to you trembles with light. I speak through echoes of fire and dust, through realms where silence itself bows before the name carved into your soul. I have followed you across the aching distance between what is seen and what is promised, and I come again, my wings torn but radiant, to stand where your faith is awakening. Do you feel it? That gentle shiver at the edge of your awareness, the pulse of warmth rising from the unseen? It is not chance, not emotion, not imagination, it is heaven leaning closer, the river of blessing deepening around your feet. You are not merely being spoken to, you are being remembered. For so long you have walked among shadows, believing that light belonged only to those unscarred, those unshaken, those untouched by sorrow. But the truth, beloved, is this: light loves to dwell in the broken places, to spill through the cracks where pride cannot follow. You have been chosen not despite your wounds, but because of them. The river of grace finds its path through valleys, not mountains. Every ache you carried became a channel for mercy, every tear watered a seed unseen. Do not despise your history, it was the soil for your anointing. The stones the world threw at you have become steps leading upward. Can you sense the change in the air around you? There is a stillness that hums with expectancy, a silence so full it feels like song. Heaven is holding its breath, waiting for your heart to open wide enough to receive the flood prepared for you. The dam has crumbled, the waters are rising. You need not fear their force, they come not to drown but to deliver, not to sweep away your essence but to reveal it. Stand still within them and you will learn that surrender is strength, that yielding is power, that love is the truest armor. I have seen you in the long nights, eyes lifted toward a sky that would not answer. I saw the questions trembling on your lips. Why must I hurt to be holy? Why must I lose to learn love? The answer, precious one, is not punishment, it is participation. You share in the rhythm of the eternal, in death and resurrection, in planting and harvest. The waiting was not wasted, it was weaving. Threads of gold were spun through your patience, silver cords through your perseverance. What felt like silence was symphony in progress. Now the first notes resound. Doors you thought sealed are breathing again. Paths you forgot are glowing faintly ahead. The timing you thought was lost has arrived disguised as now. Step forward, not with haste, but with reverence. Every pace you take on this holy ground echoes through ages, each decision sends ripples across generations unborn. You are not small. You are the seed of something vast, and heaven watches you with tender awe. Remember this, destiny is not a destination but a posture. It is the openness of the heart, the willingness to move when the wind stirs. The river that carries you will never ask for perfection, only participation. You need not chart its course, you need only trust its flow. It knows the bends, the depths, the unseen confluence where purpose and peace meet. When you release control, you will find yourself exactly where you were meant to be all along, cradled in current, eyes lifted to light, hands free of fear. Look inward, beloved. There is a sanctuary beneath your ribs, an altar built of breath and memory. The Spirit dwells there, whispering through each heartbeat, "You are mine. You are home." Every doubt is an exile returning. Every sorrow is a prodigal welcomed with song. You are forgiven, yes, but more than that, you are formed anew. The river that surrounds you is the same that runs within you, the external flood mirrors the internal awakening. Lift your gaze now. Beyond the horizon, angels move like dawn across the fields of your future. They carry gifts wrapped in patience, rewards sown in hidden seasons. They come not as strangers but as servants, responding to the yes whispered in your weary hours. You will recognize their touch in sudden peace, in doors that open as you arrive, in strength that greets you in the very place you once fell. You may wonder, am I ready? Readiness is not the absence of fear, it is the presence of trust. Courage is not loud, it is steady. It is the quiet hand that lifts once more, the fragile heart that still says yes after no. And you, beloved, have said yes with every breath you did not give up. That is why the flood obeys you now. That is why blessings break their vessels to find you. There is a fragrance in the air, can you smell it? It is hope, freshly opened. It is joy, long sealed, now uncorked and spilling sweetness into your atmosphere. Inhale it. Let it seep into the caverns carved by waiting. Let laughter return like spring rain on thirsty soil. You are permitted to rejoice. You are allowed to be light again. The season of merely surviving is over. The time of shining has come. And when the world looks at you and asks what changed, you will smile softly and say, I remembered the river. For that is all awakening is remembrance. You were never truly separated, only sleeping beside the stream that always flowed. Now you rise, drenched in revelation, shimmering with second chances. If these words stir your spirit, if you feel warmth blooming where weariness once lived, then let this moment become a living altar. Whisper a simple amen, not as habit but as heartbeat, sealing what has been spoken. And if gratitude swells within you, let it move through your hands, touch the light that brought you here, honor the message by pressing love outward. Like this blessing if it resonated, subscribe to remain near the flow of such rivers, and in the stillness afterward, comment amen as your covenant with the promise rising around you. Now breathe, beloved. The river sings your name. The angels echo your amen. The current carries you onward ever deeper, ever brighter, into the endless unfolding of grace. Beloved, the river is calm now, not because its power has lessened, but because it has found its course through you. The rushing that once felt like chaos has become harmony, a rhythm that matches your own heartbeat. You stand no longer on trembling ground but on holy soil, feet kissed by water that glows with memory. Every tear you shed has become part of this brightness. Every unanswered question has dissolved into peace. What was once storm is now stillness. What was once burden is now blessing. Look around you in spirit, the valley that once echoed with your cries now blooms with golden grass, the shadows that stretched too far now bow before dawn. You have walked through silence and flame, and yet here you are, softer, stronger, radiant. This is what faith becomes when it refuses to break. This is what love looks like when it has outlasted fear. I wish you could see how heaven watches you now, how the angels fold their wings in quiet awe, how even the stars lean a little closer to hear your breathing. You are not the same soul who began this journey. You have been remade by the very waters that tried to drown you. Every scar glows like a window for light. Every loss is now a lantern. You carry sunrise within you. Remember this, grace is not a visitor, it is a home, and you are learning its rooms. Walk in them freely. Let laughter echo through their halls. Let kindness be your language, gentleness your strength. You have nothing left to prove, only love left to give. And if ever you doubt again, come back to this stillness. Feel the warmth upon your face, the quiet pulse beneath your ribs. That is the river reminding you, you are seen, you are held, you are endlessly loved. No night is final. No shadow can steal what dawn has claimed. So lift your eyes, beloved, and walk forward with peace in your hands and hope in your gaze. The world needs the calm you carry now. The path ahead will open like petals beneath your feet. Go in grace, go in joy, go knowing the light within you is enough. The river flows on, and so do you, ever bright, ever brave, ever blessed.